excited by our next guest. In the studio is an 11-year-old. Ehsan is with us today. He's a coder. He's a STEM enthusiast on a mission to empower other children with tech skills, sharing his journey and his expertise through a very popular YouTube channel, Ettan Ehsan. How are you?
Hello.
Thank you so much for being with us. 11 years old. Does that mean you're supposed to be in school right now?
Yes, actually, they let me out early.
Yay!
Yes, from Abu Dhabi.
You came all the way from Abu Dhabi
yes,
as well.
Of course.
You've got a mug in front of you.
Yes.
Is that your logo?
Yeah, that is actually my logo, and I want to give it to you.
Oh,
as a gift.
thanks. That's so kind.
But, yeah,
where did this all begin for you? What first sparked your interest in coding and STEM?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me here today
You're
at
so
the Dubai
welcome.
Eye, especially in Dubai. But actually, I started my YouTube channel because I didn't know what to do. Like 2 years ago, I was lost. I didn't know what to do, and I wanted to do something in my life. And then I was like, why don't I start with a YouTube channel? Okay, with my dad, I started with that idea. Oh, YouTube channel. Then 1 year ago, halfway through my journey in this YouTube channel so far, I finally knew why I was doing this. Because I wanted to be able to help people who are just lost like me, or even just help people to pursue their passion.
Or to find out what their passion might be. Now, can I ask you, my kids are a bit younger than you. They're 7.5 and 9.5. Ehsan, they watch some absolute rubbish on YouTube. Be honest.
Yes.
Be honest.
I would say so.
What were you watching on YouTube that made you think, I reckon I can do this and maybe do it a bit better?
Well, on YouTube, I used to watch... I always was inspired by sciences, and I was always inspired with building new things. And then as I was already watching like educational videos and like science building things, then I just came to an idea, why can't I also be a YouTuber? And now I finally knew that I wanted to help people and give it as a gift. Because honestly, it's not always about the money. It's about being able to help people and to change one life.
Yeah,
because
the connection, right?
I'm alive.
Yeah.
I want to at least be able to help another life. And I'm
You've
just trying
been
to help.
really popular. You've had millions of views. Which ones have been the most popular? Which of your videos do you feel like have connected with people the most?
So I've had, let me say two. So first I've had one with Jack Selby. Mr. Jack Selby, a ninth employee of PayPal. I interviewed him. It was a really lovely interview. Also here in Dubai. And I also interviewed the director of CTY, which, the John Hopkins Center for Talented Youth program. It's basically this program meant for like the best people in the world, you know, best kids, to like honors level math, or even do like a bunch of varied subjects. And I'm also part of that. But I interviewed her. It was a really lovely interview from her coming from a neuroscience domain and to going into that educational.
If you've just tuned in, the young man I'm interviewing is just 11 years old. I feel like, I mean, just the way you hold yourself and your confidence and your knowledge is so, so impressive. It really is. An absolute credit to your parents. Your dad's in the green room. Tell us about the tech side of the filming. What do you enjoy about putting the videos together? Are there any challenges there with the filming, the editing, the social media side? Okay. What do you enjoy and find a bit annoying?
Overall, my videos, I try to make it as like an archive, because even if the video doesn't get those many views, because some of my videos also, they're not that popular or trendy, but sometimes I just always try to make like these kind of researches on YouTube or Google, and there's just not the answer to that. And they're very specific questions where the answer is just not there. So that's what I'm trying to be able to make this YouTube channel, to then start building up on big subjects and very varied subjects, but then going more diverse, more specific, to be able to help that one person who maybe needs this for like his last piece of something big or something just to help him.
That's a nice idea. So it can be like evergreen content that can live on the internet forever. Ehsan Ehsan is with us today. His YouTube channel, if you want to get your kids on it and maybe expand their horizons, is Ettan Ehsan. If you want to send me the word YouTube, I'll send you the link so you can join his many, many followers. Let's go back to that John Hopkins Center for Talented Youth. You're part of this, a huge achievement. How has that experience helped grow your skills and your knowledge, Ehsan?
Well, I'm doing an online course of like the mathematics and honors math, and it's really helping a lot, especially in my learning progress, because at school I'm always trying to learn more, you know, I'm always trying to deliver more and learn more, not only from my grade, but I'm always seeking for more knowledge, and that's what I'm trying to do, especially with this program. It's helped me a lot.
What do you love about being at school? What's been your favourite thing? Because it's only been a couple of weeks since you've gone back. Was it nice to see the friends again? Were there any subjects that you enjoyed the most?
I've changed school.
Oh, have you?
Yes, I was in a French school for my life.
How's that adjustment been?
Well, it was actually really good because actually a reason why I now move to an American school is because I really would love to be in one of these top universities, as you know, in like an Ivy League, like Harvard, Stanford, MIT, like these huge universities, and I'd really just love to be there. That's why I just moved, because the French school was great, but then I wanted to pursue that passion to go in one of those top schools.
They would be lucky to have you. And I wanted to ask you, and I'm really embarrassed to ask you this, can you explain what coding is? Can you explain what it is and what you love about it, Ehsan?
Okay. Well, in the basis of it, basically coding is this new revolutionary technology, and it has its own languages, like English, Spanish, all of that. It has its own languages for the actual computer, and with these languages, you can actually tell the computer what to do. And basically, we have these three levels in programming, coding, whatever. We have the high level, the middle level, and the low level. The high level is like Scratch, Python, all those like easy code languages where it's really easy to learn. But then the lower you get, which gets more complicated, you have more control over the computer and less time it takes to actually load the program.
Okay.
And if you go to middle level, which I teach, specifically C++, C, and C#, I believe, too. This is really the level where you have some pretty good control of the computer, and this is the level right before you get to like the low level where there's binary and that stuff where all this binary, all of these characters that are really like unknown.
Can I ask you, Ehsan, about, you're saying there about controlling the computer.
Yeah.
What are you telling it to do?
What do you mean by that?
So if we're talking about this is how you're instructing a computer, is it about an action that it's doing? Is it about building something you can see or do?
Oh.
Does that make sense?
I see what you mean. Well, usually with computers, it depends by the coding language, because some coding languages have their own specific things and domains that they're good at.
The actions that it might lead to.
Like Python is really good in machine learning, I heard. And C++ is really good overall, just to be processing things very fast. So that what makes it really good, especially for like embedded systems, which is basically like these microchips that you have inside of your devices. You can really program them well with C++. That's why very famous things like Raspberry Pi, which is like a brand which helps you code things like chips, is very good, and it's in C++, by the way.
You explain things so well. And this is a big thing for you. You know, you've got a video there which has had, as I said, this one's got 153,000 views. It's about coding for kids. Start learning today. So when you are talking to kids about why they should get into coding, what do you think some of the benefits are in terms of your brain capacity, about your communication skills? Where do you kind of feel like kids can get a lot of enjoyment out of it?
In coding, I think that it can be very useful for people in general to be able to have like this imagination and these skills to create, because nowadays we also know that it's this new revolutionary technology with AI coming into place. And how you're going to make the AI, you know, you need the coding to be able to make the AI. And basically coding is a very good skill for anyone to learn, even just the basics.
Even people in their 30s, 40s, 50s?
Of course, especially that. Because, I mean, even kids my age.
Especially kids your age. You're the future, you guys.
Mm-hmm. And it can really help for like just skills, learning how you can teach someone, or even just learning basic logic. Because when you're talking to a computer, imagine that's like your own kid. Mm-hmm. If you know very well how to code, then you're probably very good with a kid. Because you're literally telling it what to do specifically, and you know how it reads. Yeah,
in a way that they're going to understand and get the action that you want. We were in conversation this afternoon with 11-year-old Ehsan. We've had a message saying, can I adopt him, please? I think his dad might have something to say about that. So here's my question to you. I've got a 9-year-old daughter, and we're talking there about the importance of being part of this big conversation about AI, about getting on that train, right? Where would a 9-year-old start? If I go home and I'm like, Phoebes, listen, I need you to stop playing, Adopt Me on Roblox. We're going to start using your screen time for something more productive. Are there any websites, any podcasts? I mean, obviously your videos. Where do you think is a good entry point for kids, that kind of 9 to 12 age group?
Okay. Well, I started with Python, which is one of the easier code languages. I think that was an error. I think that you should start with like the hardest from the beginning. Because if you compare Python with C++, when you're just trying to say simple hello world inside of the console, you call it.
The display,
Yeah, the display. It's going to tell you hello world in like 2 lines. You just need to say, listen, I'm including this library and this code, and then I'm saying print out this. But in C++, first, you need to include the library, which is normal for every code language. Then, you gotta put this thing called int main. And then inside of it, you gotta put this line with something called cout, with 2 arrows. Then, in quotes, you gotta put what you actually want to write. Then you want to write again another thing to be able to then end the line. So it's much longer in C++, but it's a very good alternative because then you can do much more things in the future. So I think that you should start with C++ to be able to learn about trial and error, because you gotta be able to use to not for things not to work. Because,
exactly. That's how you learn.
You gotta get used to failure and making things just like not work. Because if it always works, if it's always that simple, then okay, do Python. Start with that. But it's better to get used to with the hardest, one of the hardest code languages, to then know what you expect from coding. And then once you get to know one of the harder ones, like C++, which is technically only 7 levels away from binary, like ones and zeros, then you can really just code in anything.
Sky's the limit. I think it is for you, sir. Your name, your dad told me, means good deed. I think you're just...
Ehsan.
It's a beautiful name. Last question. You talked there about the ambitions about going to some of those big Ivy League universities, your MITs, your Harvards, Stanfords. Beyond that, what I find strange is the job you're going to do probably doesn't even exist yet. But what do you imagine life could be like for you? What are you excited about for the future?
Well, me, honestly, I would never want to do a job. I would just love to continue this channel and make it expand, because in coding, I started making application. I'm not done yet, but so you're going to be able to make it done. And I'm just going to be able to expand what I'm doing right now even more, because I don't see why I would want to stop, And I'm just really trying to empower people around the world, reach their full potential. And I would just love to be able to, partner with maybe Dubai government, or any company which would like to help to be able to spread the knowledge even more.
Absolutely. Because, tap into that generation.
Because people say that information is a power. But honestly, I would say that education is a superpower, because once you know, like, education, it's this wide broad of information. And honestly, if you get into education at an early age, especially in coding, then imagination will be out of the rooftop. So then once you start with coding, with anything, any dream that you want to get into, you can do it once you did coding.
Oh, you are such a credit to your parents. You really, really are. And indeed the UAE. Thank you so much for being with us today. We've had loads of people asking for your YouTube channels. So if you want to send me the word YouTube, I will send you it. It is at Ettan Ehsan. But if it's easier for you to send me the word YouTube, I will send you the link so you can join the tens of thousands.
Can I quickly just say the name?
Go for it.
Yeah. So Ettan Ehsan is the name to the channel. And then also for the people who are watching, the audience, it would also be great if they can go on my site, which is the same name of my YouTube channel, ettanehsan.com, and then go on the newsletter, put the email, then you'll get notified with the latest videos.
Amazing. So, you are such a credit. Do not forget about us. Come back,
of course,
okay?
not. Yes.
I'm honoured to be one of the first people to interview you, but you've done some amazing interviews yourself. Ehsan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The sky is indeed the limit. It's Afternoons with me, Helen Farmer.